Got it. Okay. All right, we're up and rolling.
Woo,
Yay.
How's everyone doing today?
great.
Great. Wet, but great.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
just
in Chicago, so I am zooming in from there. And let's just start off with identity and pronouns for
yeah.
everyone. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I'm
Uh,
Shakina. I use she, they pronouns.
yeah, I'm Wilder. I use they them.
Okay, and I'm Jerry, and I use he, him. And talk about background real quick. I mean, just in a nutshell, I think Wilder's from New York. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I love that you knew that, Jerry. Yeah, Brooklyn, born and raised. Well, what about it? Yeah, I'm from New York. Moved to LA a few years ago. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've been acting and directing and making stuff for like 6 or 7 years at this point. And I was on 4400, another sci-fi show. I'm on the new season of Grownish, and I'm gonna be on the Lincoln Lawyer, which is gonna come out later this year, I think. Yeah.
Hey, all right. And then Shakina?
Yeah, I'm a SoCal girl born and raised, but I've been in New York the last 12 years and just moved back to LA working on Quantum Leap. I came into Quantum Leap through being an actor mostly. I've worked in New York as a playwright and developing musical theater, but as an actor, I was on NBC's Connecting. It was like the first trans series regular on a network sitcom, which was a really big deal. And then yeah, found my way into writing and really excited that I got to create this episode and a role for Wilder that was just like a dream come true.
Yeah, how was the experience from the last time that you wrote for Quantum Leap compared to this one?
Well, it's so interesting. The first episode, I felt like we were so precious and careful because it was like the first time we were going to try and tell a trans-centered story on Quantum Leap, and it went so well. And we really found a way to do it where we were getting a lot of input from the community, and uh, and so when it came time to do it again post strike and with like a condensed timeline, we were like, okay, we know how to do this. Let's just get it done. And it was, it was kind of so much more fun and freeing this time around because, well, one, I wasn't directing, which I love directing the first one, but Jude Wang is an incredible director who I am obsessed with in general, and the fact that she got to direct, I got to work with her as a director for something I wrote is just unreal to me. So that was amazing. And then in terms of like the transness and making sure that we had a buy-in from the community and from the network and the studio and the show, it's like that was all a given. It was kind of a given from the jump, and that's what we learned round one was that, oh no, everyone's on board and wants this to work great. So this time it was just like, let's go team, let's tell the trans story, and everyone was on board. It was amazing.
Excellent. Did you hear a lot from viewers, people from the first time too?
Yeah, episode 112, Let Them Play, follows like the story of Ben leaping into the coach of a high school soccer team, a girls soccer, sorry, a girls basketball team, sorry, and he's realizes that not only is the coach, but he's also the parent to a trans kid on the team, and so that's wild. And This episode follows the story of a sibling treasure hunt where we have one sibling who is already into their own identity and expression, but in a time when they don't have the language to define themselves. And on the course of that treasure hunt, they learn how to, you know, come out to their siblings, and it's so empowering and so delightful and full of trans joy, which I think is what people resonated with that first episode. Is like, wait, you can tell trans stories that aren't like coated in trauma and dripping with pain. Like you can actually just have fun, liberatory, like check all the boxes of the tropes of your favorite movies kind of stories, and have a trans person be your hero. Like, let's do it.
Yeah. Was it inspired by Indiana Jones? Was there some inspiration from that?
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, Martin and Dean came to me, the showrunners came to me with this idea because we really had 2 weeks to put the episode together post strike in order to get it ready to get shot. And they were like, can we do something like Romancing the Stone and maybe we could get a non binary character in there? And I was like, challenge accepted. And then I had Indiana Jones. In fact, I originally titled the episode Bandiana Jones. And I had also Goonies was like a huge reference for me, just in terms of like the youthful, like teamwork spirit. Also, Adventures in Babysitting, like I said, for the sibling dynamic. They're just these iconic, you know, like adventure genre stories that I was like, yeah, we can do this and we can make it trans. And like, bam, there it was.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, you're really good in the show. I just wanted to say, what was your experience like, making it?
Oh my God, it was truly a dream come true. And I promise this is not this is not a coached answer. Like this is one of the best sets I've ever been on. Right away, everyone was incredibly lovely and warm. And actually, I remember meeting Shakina for the first time at my fitting. I remember walking into the room and there's this like 6 foot tall, like Amazon, like stunning person. And I remember looking at her and I was like, oh my God, like I felt so safe right away. Yeah, the everyone really took care of me, but especially Shakina, who was on set. Were you producing this episode technically?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
writing,
So
producing, yeah.
Shakina was on set with us, and thought of things that I hadn't thought of, took care of me in ways that I hadn't thought I needed to be. Like she was so there for all the costumes. She was in the corner with the director and being like, I think we need to move the camera up. Like the way you're shooting Wilder right now was like, it's not kind to how this character wants to be seen. Um, and it really resonated with me, not only that I felt safe enough to give a performance I was proud of, but also that it reminded me of like why trans representation both in front of and behind the camera is so important.
Hmm. And then was there moments where you had to explain to the crew, okay, these are the pronouns people are using and blah, blah. Was there moments with all of that at the beginning?
We're really lucky on our show because we have Mason Alexander Park as a series regular. So our crew is used to working with a non-binary actor like every week, which is so great for everybody. And Mason is incredible, and that's been a journey for our crew and our company. And I think for any trans or non-binary actor working now professionally, there are still moments when misgendering happens, and we try to like address it up front with names and pronoun introduction, and we try to create a culture where we understand that we can be like forgiving when people slip up. And I always say like, hey, if you mess up on a pronoun, like the best thing to do is just be like, my bad, I see you, and like let it go. And in a way, like that is way more comfortable to work in than an environment that feels maybe like over policed in terms of being afraid of like misstepping or misspeaking. So we have a really graceful environment, to work as trans people and as cis people, and that's new territory, I think, for envisioning ways of working. I guess Wilder, you can speak to your experience, on our set, but that's the kind of culture that I aim to create as one of the producers.
No, I think you really nailed it. Yeah, I didn't have to do very much at all. I felt very like taken care of the minute I walked in. I normally have to do much more like uh. But yeah, it felt really like safe and taken care of really, really quickly.
What recommendations would you both give to non-binary performers these days? What's something you would tell them to do?
Well, God, if I'm giving advice to non-binary / trans performers, I think the first step is to, at least for me, is to like get in touch with your community as much as you can. I'm very lucky that there's a really strong network of queer, trans actors, writers, performers out in Los Angeles, and getting close to those people. Uh, it was an immense source of support and has been for me. And B, there are not that many roles for us, especially written for us, by us, etc. So it ends up creating this like scarcity and this competition where there really doesn't need to be. So if you're close to those people, if you're friends to those people, like I've lost roles to friends of mine, and it is a wonderful feeling, as opposed to this like sense of maybe is something wrong with me? Like they only hire them because of this. Yeah, that was really, really helpful for me.
And to that point, I would just add on, like, so if you are a non-binary or trans performer, like think about creating work not just for yourself but for others. Create opportunity everywhere you go, because it's within our power to end the scarcity mindset and to set a new bar for our representation and inclusion.
Excellent. And so I'm a member of the Critics' Choice, and I'm working on making a big LGBT ceremony. And Shakina, I just want to let you know that your name was mentioned when we were trying to get it done before the strike happened. So we're going again for June to celebrate Pride Month and just celebrate all writers, actors, performers that are LGBT. So I just want to let you know your name's in the running, and we're all trying to, get representation like that. So I hope you can join us, but we'll see how it all works. It's a lot of approval.
Yeah, listen, I'm down for Critics' Choice, whatever. You know what I mean? Let me know. I'll get a gown, and I'm up for it.
Yeah, you have a lot of fans, and I just want you to know that. And
Thanks,
what would
Yari.
you like everyone to take away from this episode, just to wrap up?
Oh gosh. Uh, I would like everyone to know that we've always been here. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. And life is a lot more fun when we can all be ourselves.
Man, awesome.
That's so beautifully said. Yes. I hope that people take away from this episode that, first of all, there's no pressure to come out in any way, but if you choose to let your loved ones in, friends, family, etc., in your own way, in your own time, it can be a joyous moment as opposed to a moment of asking for permission or asking for acceptance. One of the greatest things about working with Shakina and working on Dean, was that this person was already comfortable with themselves, that they didn't need approval. They were already living as they were. And when they chose to let their family in, it was a moment of, I'm here, you can come with me, or you can stay where you are, but I am who I am.
Shakina, is there a story you want to still tell that you're dying to tell right now, or you're wanting to?
Oh, in the Quantum Leap universe, or like in
Possibly,
general?
yeah.
Like,
Or
yeah,
just
I mean, I have so many ideas for where we can go with Quantum Leap in future seasons, and continuing to tell like really wonderful queer trans stories through time. And then, yeah, I'm bursting with things that I'm developing for myself and others, as an actor. So I can't wait to keep telling these stories.
and where can we follow up with everybody? Where do you want them to keep up with your work? Instagram or?
I'm Shakeen's on Instagram and X, which I never use, and wherever else you find social media, the odds are I'm Shakeen's. That's where you can find me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just Wilder Yari on Instagram.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time today. It's been such a treat, and everyone can watch the episode coming up and support. And I really love the chat. So thanks so
Thanks,
much.
Jerry.
Very
All right, take care.